James Plays Games.
That's me!
Hey everybody, welcome back to James Plays Tony Hawk's Underground 2. We are going to be finishing up Kyoto in the remix version of the game. Let's go ahead and switch over to Bam, unlock his goals, and get down to business, as the kids say. I hate this mission. We'll get to that shortly, and I'll be able to explain in more detail, but yeah, hate it. Got a billboard to tag. A lot of this stuff is going to be old hat by now. There's even one mission taken straight from Berlin. We have to learn the Nada spin no matter what version of the game you're playing. So, yeah. Round and round. I noticed that a lot of the mission titles in the remix levels seem to be song titles. You know, like Round and Round, or Around the World, or Smoke on the Water, or Triple Donburi Combo. You know, that very famous song by David Bowie. I'm just kidding. I know it's a Michael Jackson song. Let's turn around, and we're going to be going up the escalator just like we've done before. Except this time, we are going up the right rail. Starting the escalation mission, landing in a grind here gets us the up and the right. And land it, and boom. Beautiful. Overshot things a little bit there, so we have to get ourselves back up a level. I try to jump off of this spot as soon as I hit it, so I can start here to get a couple of gaps. Just gonna do a series of spine transfers. We got up and over, and then big air for the big pipe transfer. Alright, we're just gonna make our way back around using these rails. Back where we started, and there is our boombox for us to do some sucka dancing. Making my way downtown, skating fast. Just trying to make sure that I'm set up for the next thing that I'm going to be doing after I do this very boring mission. Might be the last one? It is. Alright. Gonna be grinding the left rail of this escalator and then hopefully jumping over and landing in a grind on the rail of the next escalator, the next level up. There we go. So we got going up question mark, and we are getting set up. Oh, okay. Getting set up for the balloon mission. Gonna actually just get up on this ledge here and then use our camera control as best I can. You can see the balloons right there above Bam's head, next to the Gameland sign. We are going to be doing a series of spine transfers, building up lots and lots of height so that we can air over those balloons. And we are going to do a McTwist as we do so. Bam does not currently have a McTwist, so we need to add it. It's got a nice open slot right there. Okay. So we're going to be starting here and then landing down there. And that's going to give us a gap. I think it's called simple transfer. And when we come down here, we then need to go over the footbridge. And we're going to be at an angle compared to that footbridge, like almost 45 degrees, I think. And that's part of the reason why this is hard, because you need to make sure that you're going in the right direction to get over that footbridge in a way that you're kind of lined up with the street divider, and then get enough air over that to get high enough to go over the balloons with a McTwist. Now, sometimes I hit this footbridge and it doesn't agree with me that I should be going up in the air, and instead it just kind of throws me to the ground, which makes for fun time And even, that aside, just having to make sure you're angling yourself right when you've got tons of speed, you're looking like straight at the ground in the spine transfer. It's a little difficult to pull off consistently, at least for me. So I'm going to drop a save state here, and we'll see how many times it takes for me to get this right. Okay, here we go. Big drop out of the plaza here for the transfer. Over the footbridge. And we did it! Okay, that was... Let's say that was like the 3rd try, and definitely not like the 10th or anything silly like that. Alright. Gonna head over here, and we have a mission called Stay Focused, and we need to do a focus trick from one rail to the next here. It's an ollie airwalk. And we even get a gap called Focused. There we go. Just head on out here, and we have to go round and round. Got this little blockade surrounding this building. It's got some gaps in it, and we just need to grind and jump our way all around. There we go. Pretty simple. And speaking of simple, here is Nodus Corpus. Oops, sorry, buddy. Didn't realize you had such a big hitbox. Teaching us to do the Nodus spin. Let's just make sure we're nice and straight on this. A little bit of hop action gets us that pretty quickly. Gonna pass by Vulture Man. We'll get to him soon enough. But for now, let's finish up with Bam. Climb our way up this ladder. Spray paint the Mega Beast Zero billboard. There we go. I do not know what causes that to happen. This should be just like simple geometry. A very, very flat side here with a very flat texture over it. And for some reason, depending like on your distance and the angle, it gets weird. I don't know what causes that. There's obviously some texture overlapping here with the regular spray paint tag and then the billboard tag. So you have the Mega Beast Zero poster, then you have the graffiti tag, and then you have the billboard design, the graffiti on that, excuse me. But I don't understand why it do the thing. Maybe somebody more knowledgeable than me will be able to explain why that happens. I'm gonna go ahead and head on over to where we left our Robo Wizard. Hi, Robo Wizard. And we need to do the triple Donburi combo. It's actually pretty simple. It's just a 50,000 point combo. And you need to incorporate all 3 of the rooftop bowls here. I don't know exactly what it's checking for to make sure that you're hitting all of the rooftops. If it's the high transfer gap that it's looking at, or if there's some other invisible thing that you can't see. But we did it, and I went one way, and then I wanted to come back around to make sure I was with the Robo Wizard once again. Bam texting himself is kind of old by now. So we will just move right on, switch to the Robo Wizard to do his part of the... Well, I guess its part. We need to do a 1080 spinneroonie. There we go. Big air. Landed all the way over here. Now, in my practices here, sometimes I've gotten the team challenge to complete without any issues. Other times, like I said, I've needed to redo it with everybody after I've actually switched to everybody. Don't know what causes it. We'll see what happens here. If I don't get it to register, then we'll just make our rounds again. This here is Vulture-Man. I don't really like playing as Vulture-Man, and I will explain soon enough. But we need to get some otaku treasures there. That's either some manga or some anime girl figurines. We need to summon Mega B0, that thing from the movie posters. Destroy all of its babies, because we're a hero, and heroes kill babies. And Dragon needs a pedicure. Alright. As you've seen in levels, there are items that you can pick up and then throw at people, but we haven't seen anything like that in Kyoto. And that's because Vulture-Man has a laser. So he always has something to throw when you are playing as him. And I don't like that. You've seen me unload the rest of my items after I've done a mission, because it's causing the flip trick button to do double duty. So let's say I wanted to, do tricks here in manual, and you see that it's alternating between actually doing a trick and doing its little pew-pew thing. I don't like it. I just don't. But enough complaining. Let's go ahead and get the first of our geek treasures. You can see it floating right up there. We've been there before, so you should know the drill by now. Gonna go ahead and slow things down just to make sure I clear this gap. There we are. First geek treasure gotten. Alright. Now we need to go ahead and summon Mega Beast Zero. What does this guy have to say? I've actually never talked to him. Oh, okay. Good to know if we were still, in the last video. We are going to actually do something similar to what he said. We're going up this blockade, these signs that are kind of right underneath the overhang. And we are going to be riding the power lines over in this direction, and there's going to be some air raid sirens that we need to... I hate it. That we need to do some sticker slaps on. Once again, I'm going to just drop a little save state action here, because it can be inconsistent. Alright, just a forewarning here, this might be a little loud. They are air raid sirens. Okay, there we go. Zephyrus, what are you doing here? Keep in mind, this is all taking place in the real world. Yeah, so, we fought a giant lizard man, we got big, fought him, and then it gave birth to a whole bunch of babies that are now littered all around. It also kind of trashed a building a little bit. We'll get a better look at that in a moment. But that is our destruction event for this level. Actually gonna pop out down here. You can kind of see, right down there, there's a couple of guys. And if you do get too close, they will start running around, which sucks. And I'm just kind of firing blind at that one off in the distance, hoping I can hit him, but doesn't look like that's the case. And we'll have to get a little bit closer. There we go. So there's a couple distances here to work with. When you're really far away, you are firing blind. And sometimes it works. If you can get just close enough to trigger your lock-on, but not trigger them to start running, that is not too bad either, but it's a bit more difficult to do. It's a much smaller window. And then if they do start running around, then it's kind of like how we had to hit the DJs with the records. A bit of a pain to do. We're not going to be going after all of them right now. We're just going to be getting a few of them as we head over to the smashed building here. There's actually a big footprint. Oh, out of the corner of my eye, I can see that there's somebody running around. This one is fine, though. He's confined to the footprint, or it. I can't say what gender this is. So even though it's a pain to actually hit him, that's why you don't want him running around. And then we got this guy over here that will knock off. So we already got 7 out of 10. And we got a big old footprint. We're actually going to make our way up this building, because there is another geek treasure up here. And it's probably going to trigger saying that I started doing another mission, and then I will be failing that mission. No? Okay, that's fine. Wasn't exactly looking forward to that. But yeah, we get up here to start our Dragon Needs a Pedicure mission. We have to do an acid drop from up here, and then do hip transfers between all the toes. That'll actually get us 2 gaps along the way. Sometimes it doesn't really register correctly that you are going from toe to toe. I don't know where the checks are on what it takes for it to count. So it can take a few tries for me to figure out what the game wants from me. That's fine. Once again, save state. Okay, we're going to acid drop, and we're going to start at the far end of the foot and make our way back between the toes there. Slow things down, makes it a lot easier, because we are skating in an oddly shaped pool here of sorts. We got Mega Brahmadrosis 1 and 2. I think I said that right. And yeah, it gave us the goal, which is awesome. Now we can continue on our way. We just got 3 more little guys to go find and kill. Alright, and the last one should be hopefully right there. Yep. There we are. All Mega Babies destroyed. We are a child murderer in a Tony Hawk game. We're going to try to do Vultureman's part of the team challenge using this air vent here. We're going to launch ourselves up into the plaza with a 900. And also, there is a geek treasure up there. You cannot see it. It is on a high rail over towards the right side of this opening, which is why I'm turned a little more towards the right. And I'm hopefully going to do a 900 in the air and land at that geek treasure. Alright, we did not get the geek treasure. But we did get the 900. But we didn't get the team challenge. So, just a roller coaster of emotions there. That's fine. We will make our rounds with the skaters at the end there to do the team challenge. And as for that treasure, I do have a backup strat. Might actually be a little bit easier. We are just going to grind around this blue rail and then jump off over here. And grab onto this ledge. And then just grind over in this direction. There we are. Pretty simple. Not as fancy, but it gets the job done. We are going to grind this ledge here down to the rail. It becomes a rail. Towards the ramp. And then we're going to clear the space and land in a grind over by the escalator. Now we're either going to land on a ledge that you can't see from this angle. That's right below the stairs there. Or we will land on the rail in front of these stairs. Let's see which one we get. If we land on the rail, we can go right into our next gap. Alright. A little victory pew-pew there for you. So yeah, you get the hip shot for landing in a grind either on the rail or this ledge. And then grinding on this rail, clearing the gap, landing in a grind on the other rail gets you the Radicool. We're going to go back up here, and we're going to do a transfer, a spine transfer, for a gap that its name has not aged well. So I'm just going to go ahead and censor it. Okay, and now we move on with our lives. We have a geek treasure over here. You can see it hanging out up there. And we're just going to do what we did with Bam during his escalation mission. You don't have to do all of the song and dance here, but it's there to do, so we might as well. Have one geek treasure left, and 2 gaps left. And it's all here in the subway. So we're going to come down, and we are going to grind this ledge here. And we had too much speed. You need to kiss the top of these pylons here. And they will launch you and land in a grind on the escalator rail. We also have our last geek treasure. Might as well get that while we're just standing around. Alright, take 2. There we go. That's how that's supposed to go. So we got Thunder Grounds with, some cute little capitalization there. And now we have one more spine transfer. For the subway spine. So that is everything done. All gaps, at least. We just need to go and do a pass with the skaters again. To make sure we get that team challenge taken care of. Won't be too difficult to do, hopefully. Switch over to Wee Man. He only needs to do a 720, so we can do that right here. Alright. Then we just gotta go find our Robo-Wizard, who's hanging out over by the park. Mind the giant footprint. We are going to go back up to the rooftops for him, because he has to do the 1080. Hi, Bam. We'll be getting a text from you in, like, 5 seconds. There we are. Yep, we destroyed it. Tells us we're going to Australia. Tells us to keep our wallets hidden Because Australians are very afraid of wallets. They don't understand them. They're like, "Oi, what's that you..." Oh, I can't do an Australian accent. I'm sorry. But yeah, they're like, what's that little lizard in your pocket there that gives you money? That's so weird. I'm afraid. They're a very superstitious lot. Anyway, the finale here, the cutscene, is going to start out a little different, and then it's going to end a little different where our plane is departing from Japan, obviously, as opposed to Germany. But everything else is pretty much the same. So I'll just show you those parts, and I will see you next time in Australia, mate. Shrimp on the Barbie. Crocodile Dundee. Yahoo Seer. I should be saving these for them. I'll love you. Bye-bye.
Hey guys, check me out! I'm big in Japan!
Dude, could he suck anymore? Man, that is so disrespectful to their culture.
Well, he's not our problem anymore. The Hakalugi hit rookie swap again, and we got our old teammate back.
Hey, what up, man? Good to have you back, man.
So, why'd you choose Australia as our next stop?
Well, you know what? I believe Thailand is right along the way.
Yeah!